Sam Weatherley joins us on the phone to talk about his book of rides, and the first ride that we're going to talk about is a Valachi horse race by Kevin Hickman. Sam, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jace. How are you?
You're very well. How about you? You're riding in great form. You feeling confident?
No, feeling well. We've had a good start to the week, and today's sort of game day, so hopefully we can finish it off on a high.
Could it be laced with gold? Speaking about the Welcome Stakes, and one of the favourites for the event is your ride at $4. So La Romani is $3.90 favourite narrowly. Ohio Showgirl has shortened into $4.80. What sort of impression is the daughter of showcasing laced with gold given you in the couple of times that you've been aboard her on race day?
Yeah, she's always given me a really nice feel, and really excited to see her get up to the 1,000 metres today. We can sort of look to ride a little bit more of a race on her, and I think with the blinkers added today, she's going to be a very good chance, and it would not surprise me if she can take this out. But obviously there's a couple of nice horses in the race like La Romani and Ohio Showgirl have all got form around them too, so they've all sort of raced against each other, but it'll be interesting today once we step up to the 1,000. We'll be able to get rid of a bit more of a race and see who finishes off best.
Obviously those blinkers on, you're expecting that will have a really positive effect on her?
I think so. She's just a couple of times. First, I thought maybe she probably could have won. She just sort of got to the front of it soon and didn't really have anything to take her into the race. And she's looked around a bit, and even last time too, she's got out wide and started to run around a little bit just before the line. So I think the blinkers will really switch her on, and she should, if she can jump and put herself thereabouts, and we can ride a little bit of a race on her, I think she'll finish off very strongly.
To the 1,000 guineas now, and you've built up a really strong association with Sean Ritchie, and unfortunately with Donovan Mansour's injury, it means he won't be riding Jennifer Eccles, but the positive for you is that you're aboard her. How much are you looking forward to the ride on a filly that, while she hasn't won a race, has looked group quality?
Yeah, been very excited to be on it today. Obviously, very unfortunate for Donovan, and I've sort of had to take the opportunity with both hands, and I'm very happy to be partnering her today, and especially for Sean and the team too. It would be pretty special if we could get her over the line, and especially to break maidens too. So she's a classy filly, and she's got all the form around her. I think the mile is really going to suit. She'll probably get put to sleep early, and hopefully we can track something into the race, and she's got a very, very good turn of foot. So if she can save that to the last sort of 300 metres, and then when she lets go, then hopefully she can be right on the finish.
Well, she has got some finishing burst, hasn't she? You touched on tactics by giving or allowing her to relax early in the race. Do you think the tempo and the shape of the race will suit you?
Well, on paper it doesn't look a whole lot of speed, and usually at this sort of 1,000 guineas, the fillies, they're not really sure like who's going to run the mile or not. So a lot of the connections aren't too happy on sort of leading and whatnot. But hopefully there is a little bit of pace in the race, and it'll just help my filly relax. And look, she's probably going to get back from that draw as it looks. And if she can just follow something into it and get out with sort of 300 to go, and I believe she's got the best finish in the race, and it's just we're going to do the tactics to sort of do that, and if we can get that done, I reckon she could be a very good chance.
All reports from the stable that everything's A-OK and that she's sweet and rearing to go?
Yeah, all reports she travelled down well, and she's settled in well down here, and she's got a beautiful attitude and does everything right. So she's not hard to have around, and yeah, all reports are she's very well and very bright.
Picked up an excellent ride in the New Zealand Cup as well. 53.5 kilos is what Nymph Monty will have to carry, having carried 58.5, 5 kilograms more in the Metropolitan last week. Nymph Monty is $12 and $3.60 with Duplicity, the 420 favourite. Note Salsafe came out of this market yesterday. DNG 550 and Filar there at $6. So Nymph Monty has drawn the inside barrier. I'd be picking you and Connections, be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, look, very happy to be drawn there. It just means that I'm going to have to. I won't have to do anything early, and I'm probably going to have to try and ride the smartest race possible on him, because for him to see the 3,200 metres, but also to get him to relax and in a rhythm where we can get him to finish off. But also, at the same time, being drawn one, we've sort of got to pick a path through some stage and get on the back of something going forward, because I don't think he can sit and sprint if we were held up to, say, the 300 metres. So it's a little bit tricky, but at the same time, it's better than being drawn right out wide.
Yeah, certainly makes the option taking quite critical when the race gets serious. Is there a horse that you think you might be able to tag the back of and work into the race behind? Or I suppose it is quite variable.
It's just depending on a bit of pace. Obviously, the one I'd like to be on the back of is Duplicity, but obviously he's drawn out wide a bit, so he'll probably look to push forward, and even Falar drew out wide as well. So a couple of the better ones sort of drew out there, but there's a couple that'll go right forward, like Gorbachev, and a couple of others there that'll put themselves in the race. But I probably won't look to be too close to them. I'll just be in my own rhythm and just try to ride the smartest race possible to get my horse to see the 3,200 metres.
M&M Pittman, Matthew and Michael Pittman have been, as they more often than not are around this time, trainers to follow over the carnival, and they produced Valadero to do this on the first day. You were aboard. What was that feeling like when you presented the horse at around the 250 metre point to really sprint?
Yeah, he gave me a terrific feel the other day. It was like the Valadero of old when he was really in form in Sydney and getting the job done over there. Obviously, he's a Group 2 winner over there and won some quality races and always raced on the top level. So it was just a case of if Michael and Matthew can get him back to his best and get him to be a happy horse, and that he is. He's just everything he's doing, he's so happy, and he's got a real springer step too. So backing up, and especially up to the 1,800, it's really going to suit. If we can just sort of get a nice run like we did last time, I think he can finish off, and I really think he's extremely hard to beat today.
Is that sort of the key to him? At times during his career in Australia, he's been ridden aggressively early to find a spot, but he seemed quite dynamic when he was allowed the first half of the race to settle and then be released in the straight. Yeah,
look, sort of a few starts in Sydney there, he'd been really asked to go button early, and to his credit, he's a tough old bugger, so he'd keep going, but sometimes you just see there he would just be out of his comfort zone. So obviously I think the key to him now is just letting him get into his own rhythm. He was a bit slow out of the gate the other day, so I had no option but to go back. But the way he's racing and the way he let down, I don't think we need to be changing anything too crazy today, that's for sure.
11 races on the card. You've got rides in 8 of them, so a busy day, but a couple of drinks breaks there. Liam in the first, Valadero in the second, Shinto Bay in the third, Lace with Gold race 5, Jennifer Eccles in the Group 1000 Guineas race 7, TC Cope race 8, Nymph Monty in the New Zealand Cup race 9, and Pinup Cope in race number 10. Outside of the horses, Jennifer Eccles and Nymph Monty that we've spoken about primarily, who would your best ride be?
I'd go early, Jace. Go Liam in race 1. He's going to improve a whole heap from his run the other day. It was sort of first time back on better ground, and that's what he needs. And he's drawn 1, so we're going to do nothing from the draw, and he should posse up just in behind the speed. And as long as the track's all right on the inside there, I expect him to be going very, very close.